Welcome back. You're watching Woo Pig History, and today we'll be talking about the architecture of Old Main. My name is Emily Crow, and today I'll be giving you a grand tour of this beautiful building located here at the heart of the University of Arkansas. Old Main was the first permanent building that was built on campus and is also the oldest still standing. It has even survived 3 major fires. John McKay was the supervising architect, and Lafayette Gregg and Stephen K. Stone were the trustees building committee. The outside of it was finished in 1875, 3 years after the U of A opened. At first it was called the University Building, but in 1875 it was changed to University Hall. It has housed many different academic departments and administrative functions, and also a gym, a chapel, the University Museum, the University Library, and the campus bookstore. After being closed for almost 10 years for safety concerns, the building was greatly renovated for 20 years and rededicated in 1991 as Old Main. Old Main features well-designed brick, a stunning white cut stone, impressive slate and metallic roof, sophisticated and symmetrically balanced proportions, and towers that reach high above the 5th story. There are many classrooms, spacious halls, and lovely corridors. Old Main's architectural style is French Second Empire mansard, often referred to as General Grant style. This style was very popular in America during the 1850s and used all over after the Civil War. Identifiable features of this style are a mansard roof, which is a roof that has 4 sloping sides, a patterned shingle roof, iron roof crest, decorative window surrounds and dormers, eaves with brackets, a 1-story porch, and a tower. However, the east portico is a classical design and is commemorated in the official seal of the university. In addition, there are some Italianate touches. The composition of Old Main called for the building to be 214 feet wide in front, the structure forming 3 sides of a hollow square, leaving a court in the back of the central part of the main building between the flanks, showing a use of symmetry. The building was to contain a basement and 4 stories. 2 towers line the principal front for bell, clock, and observatory purposes. Most of the materials used to construct Old Main were from local sources in Arkansas. Lumber came from Peter Can Winkle's mill and was brought to Fayetteville by oxen. Bricks were made from clay deposits in Fayetteville and fired in John L. Kelton's backyard. Cut stones from the outside trim was from northeast Washington and western Madison counties. Lastly, the sandstone from the foundation and basement was extracted from a quarry near the building. The most obvious design elements are the 5 blocks of the front, the middle entrance, 2 settled walls, and 2 towers, and its mansard roof. Things such as the 19th century Corinthian iron columns and the front door hinges are original and are still in place to this day. A methodology that can be used to describe Old Main is psychoanalysis. It deals with imagery, history, and creativity. It reconstructs the past and interpreting the relevance of the past to the present. Old Main is obviously a huge part of the history of the University of Arkansas, being the first building to ever be on campus. Old Main is a timeless tradition here at the U of A. It is the oldest and definitely the most important building as well because of its symbolic recognition, especially to students, alumni, and residents of Arkansas. For example, its towers, which are specifically placed so that they are easier for observation to the people on campus. Thus, Old Main is truly a part of a history of style for the University of Arkansas. Being the only building on campus built in the 19th century still standing, Old Main is categorized as belonging to 19th century realism. This time period was on an age of revolution. Specifically affecting the United States and Arkansas at the time was the Civil War. There was a lot of conflict between different classes of society and were often unspoken in works of art. Like mentioned before, the east portico is a classical design, and there are many Italian touches as well. An example would be the classical Corinthian capitals on the columns. Naturalism is also related to realism and courses through literature, science, and arts. Old Main reflects what the University of Arkansas strived to be seen as. They wanted to have a beautiful building that was both unique and representation of the university and the city of Fayetteville itself. The social changes of the time are also reflected in the architecture of the time. Its use of General Grant style plays a big part in this. Old Main's use of the mansard roof was an example of this style. Lastly, the clock example of how it did not fit in the budget of the original plan because of the economy reflected the era of when it was built. However, after the massive renovation, it was sure to be added. I chose this piece because I thought it'd be very interesting to know more of the history of one of the most important buildings here on campus. I pass it almost every day going to and from class, and I was always curious why it's so special. Overall, I truly just wanted to learn more about Old Main and more about my college as a whole. That's all for today. Thanks for watching Woo Pig History.